knife stick, the Ilau, what it really looks like. There's a knife at the end with a hook. So this is carved out from a machete. And then it's attached to a wooden dowel in the middle and aluminum piping around. So the diameter is 1 inch and the length would vary from depending on your age and the length of your body. Okay, so we're gonna emulate this stick or model this stick today. Okay, so today we're gonna be making the practice stick. It's gonna be DIY. I want to give you guys the supplies that you guys are going to need and also how to do it. So we have our 36 inches here in length and then the 1 inch in diameter. So when you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, look at the wooden dowel section, you'll find this stick here already pre-cut. You can just grab one, and this is the easiest way to make your practice stick. Okay, so they're going to focus on a stick that could kind of reach everybody's length right in the middle. So again, you need a stick, a knife here, something to cut it, measuring tape, something to mark it when you cut, and duct tape here. There's two types, the black or the gray, whichever one you have. I strongly suggest the duct tape and the electrical tape that we'll use for grip. Everybody else uses different tapes. They use athletic tape or electric tape. It all just depends on what you guys prefer. Grab one side of the stick and we're going to shaka it. What you're going to do is you're going to mark it at the end here, and that's going to be the top side of your stick. So right there we're marking our top side, and again we're trying to model what the fire knife stick looks like, yeah? So it's longer on the top, and that's what's going to be the blade side, the top side here. So I made this mark right here. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna grab towel, and this is what you're gonna be wrapping around the stick, because you wrap this around the fire knife, you dip it in gas, and that's what lights on fire. This will provide weight on the stick. So I already ripped it. A little tip on the fire knife stick: if you are using the towel, you definitely want to rip downwards on the towel. So if the towel is running long ways and you cut a strip, you want to rip down because you'll get an easier rip than ripping across the towel. And you want to use a junk towel. So here, you place it here like this, and you definitely want to roll it. So now you have the towel here, and I just wrapped one tape right around just so that I could lock it in. You're gonna get a lot of this motion here, sliding up and down as you're taping. So just tape it as you go across, tape it here, and then we'll show you the top part. Okay, so now we have the top part of the stick here, and I'm going to show you how to tape on the top so that this doesn't come flying off. As you start to spin on your rotations, the ends are going to want to start to fly, so we're going to lock it on the top here and on the bottom over here. Here. Okay, so this is the bottom lock. We just got done with the top lock. You're just gonna kind of wrap it around here and try to get it to where you're getting the towel, but you're also transitioning down to the stick. So you're gonna be moving the stick up, and you're gonna try to catch half of the towel and half of the stick. The transition is gonna look a little messy, but we'll cover that up. This part I'm talking about, we'll cover it up with the electrical tape. So as long as you have that hold here, because that also is going to prevent it from flying off. So the stronger you have on the hold, the more tape you apply, the better. Sometimes you just have to clean it up. I'm not gonna put a lot of tape here for now because we still have to balance out the bottom. Being that this top stick is gonna have more towel than the bottom, it's gonna be heavier. So we definitely want to make the bottom heavier first and then adjust on the top. Okay, so that's the top, that's finished. Come back down here to the bottom. So the top, we did a shaka. This one we're just gonna do kind of like a fist. And I'll mark it right here with my marker. And just a general area so you know what you're working with the towel. Again, there's no certain lengths that you have to follow by. It's all pretty much by weight, distribution, and what you are comfortable with. Some people like bigger fire, so that's why they have longer tops or bigger bottoms. Some people don't like the big fire and they just want to be able to have a lot of stick space to move with their hands. It's definitely all up to you. So this is what I'm talking about, ripping down. You're gonna have some little strings that get attached to the sewing part, but you can just clean that as you go. See, like that, you'll start running these down here. They'll get a little messy sometimes, but just kind of clean it up as you go. Over time, as you practice, these will eventually fall off and clean up as you go. And you don't really have to worry about it. The whole part right now of cleaning it up is just so it's not in your way as you're making the stick. So here, hang it off, line it up, and then boom. Then you start to go. You just line that up and you just keep going. Try to keep it as tight as possible. Yeah, so get that in audio. Anybody order some extras yet? No, I'm just kidding. Kinda hungry. DIY. Okay, so you're rolling it kind of tight here, and you're definitely going to have a little bit more towel on the bottom again because you have a smaller space to cover. So you definitely want a little bit more towel just for the weight wise. If your practice stick is light, add some more duct tape, or put some egg weights in there, something to balance out for the top being heavy, or just the whole stick in general being light. And if you don't pull it tight or make the bottom and the top of the towel tight, then it'll just create this big toilet paper looking thing that you don't want. You definitely want it tight because the tighter it is and the smaller it is, the easier it is to lock to the stick. Yeah. Okay. Lock that in there. I'm just gonna wrap it around once. There we go. Here. Same thing with the top. As you're going through this, you're going to want to lock in the top. So you're going to fix it here. And here. Okay. Rip it. You can also use scissors if you want to rip it. You're having a hard time with the tape. I just like to go one time. Over here, you turn it. This side needs a tape, so that's going to be one time, taping both sides. You definitely either want to go, up to you again. If you want to go 2, 3, or 4 times, it's up to you. The stronger the better. Also, you're going to be using this stick to learn how to practice the fire knife, and it might be your first time, so you might be dropping a lot. The stick might end up over time poking through the tape, so the more layers you have, sometimes the better. I'm just gonna go 2 for now. Here. And then the lock again, like I said, you wrap it around for it to keep it tight. Here. And then on the bottom side, you can just continuous. You just keep going because again, it's a short amount of space. Now you can do the top lock and the bottom lock at the same time on a continuous strip. Meaning you're trying to catch some of the towel and some of the stick at the same time. Just so it's locking on the bottom, so that it don't fly. Again, it'll get messy like this, but we'll cover that up with some duct tape or the electrical tape. See? You can also lock the bottom a little bit here. What this does is it adds weight to the bottom, but then the electric tape is going to cover it, so it's going to still look like it has this here, but really it has a lot of weight and it's coming out a little bit farther. Little tricks to balance your stick. Alright, next step is you have the top and you have the bottom. It's pretty evened out, so in the middle you can use any tape that you want to use. You could use electrical tape or you could use athletic tape. It's pretty much all on preference. So what you're going to do is you can start at the bottom or the top. I'm going to start at the top, and then the part that where you are trying to clean up, like this whole part, that transition, you kind of want to maybe start high and then wrap it around one time and then turn it to where it's here. The stick is under your arm and you have the tape here, and what you're going to do is you're going to pull with the tape and you're just going to rotate with your other hand. So it looks like this. And you definitely want to pull the tape so that it stretches, and you don't ever want to reveal the color of the stick. So you want it to layer on top of each other.
Yeah. Hold on.
If you're practicing at night and it's black, sometimes you won't be able to see it. So you definitely want to use brighter colors that pop sometimes. In the daytime it works perfect, but at night it just blends in. So not the ideal color, but you'd want to use something like a yellow or a red or maybe even a white to contrast it. Come here and you do the same thing, but you just go wider here. There you go. You practice fire knife stick. Something bigger, from smaller ones. It all depends on the length. You have duct tape on the outsides, electric tapes on the middle for the hand grip, and then inside of the duct tape you have the towel. The stick we're using are wooden dowels, 1 inch in diameter.